Hello guys, good morning. It's super early. It's before 6 o'clock in the morning and it's going to be raining, so I'm in the garage because it's going to get messy, and I've got this t-shirt on because I know once I've done this I'm going to be somewhat messy, so I can just throw it in the wash. So what are we doing today? I should have done this and I overlooked this, and please forgive me. You're supposed to do this every week when you've got the beetles. So the subject is the Mealworm Farm, and I overlooked this because I've been so busy. So what's happened is I'm supposed to be sieving out the beetles and how do I say, putting some into the new bins and giving them new feed and so on. So, and when I say feed, new oats and so on, because otherwise they will start eating the little eggs and the tiny mealworms. So you do that on a weekly basis, and I didn't do that, so I have most probably lost some of the stock, but it doesn't matter. Here we go. So what I've decided today is I'm going to, oh, and I've got already beetles crawling here. So I've still got here some of the pupa, and they've been going super slow, so I don't know now what to do, whether I'm going to just keep them going or not. This is dead stuff, and yeah, they're still going. Look, this is the rest of the worms, and here we've got another 2 pupa, 3 pupa today. So you know what guys, I think I'm just going to keep them going because I just feel bad. I don't want to throw them out, and yes, I do know it's farming, but in the light of what stupidness I have done, and I've got beetles escaping, which I don't want right now. Normally they're lazy at this time of the morning, but no, today, because everything's gone haywire, it has to go haywire too. So, and I know this is going to bounce a bit around because I've got, the only light I've got is here. This is the natural light, and the only stand I've got is the box itself. So remember, I sieved this through the other day. Well, I'm going to be putting half of this into a different drawer. And what I will do is I'll take the old drawer. This is the one with the dates on, and I will write the date on that. So I don't know, I've lost about, I don't know, has it been 2 weeks or so? I don't know. So I'm going to put most of it into a different drawer. So I don't want too much thickness. So I've got here, let me see, we just measure, about 1/4 of an inch, and that's a lot, but I just want to give them more than enough. Right, so let's get the bucket ready, and I'm just going to use the Fraz bucket, right, and get the sieve, and I'm going to, not even quite sure how I'm going to do this, so let me just put you on pause and see if I can find a table. Okay. So this is going to be all live, so if things go wrong, they just go wrong. I found a table, my back's already killing me, so this is going to be a great day. So let me take the beetles out. And yes, I'm sorry for the wobbling. Okay, here we go, here's all the beetles. So this is where they're going to go into. Right, first we need to get rid of, let's put all the beetles into the bucket because that's the easiest. I need to keep all of these rolls because they've got all the, also got eggs on them. So let's just knock all the beetles into this bucket here, and the rolls and the cardboard and all of that, that's going into there. This is the easiest way I can think of doing it. So, and now here comes the more complicated bit. Right, let's get the egg carton. You see it's full of beetles and they're going to cling onto this like crazy. So I'm just dumping them all into here, trying as good as I can. Okay. Let's get rid of what I'm trying to let them crawl up onto the egg carton. Let's get the food into here, the dead food. Let's get that sifted out. This isn't dead since this, I put this in yesterday. This is barely touched, so that'll go back into there. Another bit of carrot. Oh, they've eaten this one quite a bit, so that's going back into there. Okay, here we go. See, they crawl onto the egg carton. So I want to separate the dead ones from the live ones. And I'm sure there's most probably a better way of doing this. So all I'm doing is I'm just putting the egg carton in, hoping they'll crawl on there, which they do, but not at a quick enough rate. Come on. Okay, I know this is a black bucket, but there you go, you can see. So, this is taking a bit longer than I was hoping. So let's get the old tray out. Let's dump these into the tray. Okay, let's dump those into the tray. Move this along. Okay. I was hoping that I could do this a bit quicker, because I'm under time pressure with the rain as well. I'm under super time pressure. Okay, I'm going to have to do the sifting way. I was hoping to do this. Let's put the carton back in there. Okay. Now I'm not quite sure whether these actually fit through those holes or not. They don't, but they will cling onto it like Billy-O. Right, this is the biggest. Oh, hang on, I've got the other sifting tray down in the garage. Let me just try that in the shed. Let me try that one. Okay, I ran down to the shed only to find that those holes are way too big, definitely way too big. So now I've got to do it this way. Not ideal. Okay, here we go, back to the sifting through here. So let's move this along. Okay, I'm hoping now that all the oatmeal and all the you see, some some are falling through. So back to step one again. This is too big. My beetles are too small. Not too small, they're the right size, but anyway, so I need to right. Let's go again. Yeah, this is definitely not ideal. The egg carton way is a lot easier. So let's put the egg carton in. Okay, this is not the way to go forward. So next option, let's try the third option. Hey, sometimes it's, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't think this through. Right, let's just dump it all back in. Next option, get stuff onto the carton. They will cling to it, and we're gonna have to do it that way. Right. I'll find a method, right. Okay. That's one thing I really don't like about the Mealworm Farm, is that's the one thing I really don't like, is I don't really like touching these beetles. They're just that little bit sometimes too crawly. Yes, and I'm dumping them in there because I can, that's a better way for me to do it really. Let's see if I find a method that's sort of in between, because this is going to take way too long. This is not on Jose. So let's find a method of in between. Get rid of most of the oatmeal. Dump that into the egg carton. Pickles in here. There you see, sometimes it's just trial and error, and sometimes the brain's not thinking straight. So let's see if I can find a halfway method of this. This is, I'm back to the biggest sieve. Maybe this is working best. Okay. And I'm now thinking I'm going to reduce the this is Sod's Law, isn't it? Now the battery went. So I found a way. What I'm using is, I'm using this. I've used this to sieve into here, and then dump the beetles into here. And if you look closely into the bin, I have not lost all the eggs. There are some there, very few. So I hope my saving grace is that most of them will be in here. So next is I'm going to be using this tray for the, shall I say, the next egg production. Let me see. I fed those, I've stickered that up. So let me just think about this for a second. Let's put this bucket to the side. These are the eggs. So no, this will be the new one. So I'm going to dump the beetles back into here. What I'm going to do so for that is get some of that sifted back into here. This is the one I did the other week that I pre-prepared, and lessons learned. If that was my saving grace, that there was quite a bit of oatmeal in there, I'll put ½ an inch into here. Give it a good layer so that they can bury in there. I'm hoping everything's clinging onto this. And the eggs in there at the bottom. What I'm going to do with those is I'm going to pick them up maybe next week or when they turn into the mini worms. So we'll just sift them through next week. Right, now let's put the egg carton back into here. Egg carton back into here with the food and toilet paper rolls. Although I should maybe get fresh ones. Oh, you know what? I'll leave those in there and get fresh ones. Just dump this one into there. So then I know, just put the food in there and let's get fresh cartons. Okay, I got fresh rolls and a carton because these might have eggs on, so we'll just leave those. Let me see. Yeah, let's put them on this way. Dump the new rolls in. They've got their food. Right. Let me just sift. Let's put this here. Let me get these beetles back into here with that bit of oatmeal. That doesn't matter. Let's dump them back home. There we go. That's what happens if you think on the fly. It doesn't always work out immediately. There you go. Let me show you. There now. Quickly making it back to safety. Quickly making it back to safety there. Right, so these are now ready. So now I've just got to make sure. So I put them back into where they were. They will go on the top because I need to do this every week. So they're going back into here. Now these will be my new ones. And see, there's all these dirty little bits that could be eggs, so we'll leave them in here. with now the new oatmeal, and I'm going to sift through this just to make sure. I actually only found 2 dead beetles, so that's a good turnout. I'm just sifting through here just to make sure I haven't missed the beetle. Nope, haven't missed one. Yes, there's one. Here's an escapee. Oops, I'll pick that up with my hands and say I don't really like the creepy crawly bit of it, but not that bad. I mean, oh, there's another one. There's another one. Oh yes, there are a few. There's a few. Let's pick them out. There's a few. Right. That's fine. There's an exoskeleton. Let's take that out. I think it's most probably quick if I do this by hand. Not many have escaped. So I'm just getting all of this back into the new worms, because these might be all eggs in here that have attached themselves to the oatmeal. Making sure there's no nasties in here. There's a little bit of exoskeleton. You know what I think, if there were any beetles in there, they most probably, as I told you, they get ferocious and they eat the others. If there's any ill ones, they do eat them. So that's why I said most probably I missed some of the eggs, and my only saving grace now will be that some of them attach themselves to the oats themselves. Here's another beetle. Here we go. You go into that one. So you can go get jiggy, laying more eggs. So I'm just scooping this out now with my hands to make sure that I haven't missed any beetles. Let's turn this round. So I'll date this. And what will happen is that this will then now be the new colony. There's just little bits of food that are still in here. Another beetle. Another one. Another live one that escaped. Yes, there is fries in here, but as I say, I'm not going to clean the fries out because there might be eggs in there. I don't think I have any more beetles in here. I can't see it here, but oh, shouldn't speak too soon. Right down at the bottom. It's another escapee. Here we go. Shouldn't have spoken too soon. There we go. So that's the end result. I have now a clean worm bin with eggs in the old cartons because they look as if they might have eggs on them. So they will now go as the second drawer. So they'll go to the bottom, and the sifted ready for next time to give them. So this will be then, so to speak, when I sieve the beetles next week, they will get this, and the remaining oats that they are in right now are going back into the same drawer that I used today with the cartons. So I'll just keep filling that up with cartons and the toilet rolls and the oats that they have been in for a week. So, and I'll carry that on until I've got no more live beetles, basically, or until I see that there's actually nothing happening at all anymore in that bin. So what I will do is I will put some food, as in a carrot, into the one with the eggs, because sometimes the mealies are so tiny that you can't really tell whether the egg are already starting to hatch. So from that point of view, I'll put a sauce in there, and we'll soon find out if you can see the teeniest nibbles. What I'll do is I'll most probably put lettuce in, because I can clear that out every day. Just a little bit of lettuce as a water sauce, and on lettuce you can quite easily see if there's the tiniest little holes. Carrot is too hard for them. Potato would be another option, but I've only got new potatoes and they're way too hard for the for the tiny worms. So that is it for today, and I'm sorry for the mess I've made. What a disaster! But that's the way it sometimes goes. And I've decided I have here still the pupa and the few worms, and they're going to be sacrificed because it's not worth waiting. I've noticed some of these just take way too long, so they're going to be sacrificed now to the birds. They'll have a good meal today. So that's it, and then I only have to take care of the new ones and the beetles every week. I know, and if you've been looking at my belly, I'm sorry. That's not a sight you want to see, is it? Anyway, there you go. So, speak to you soon, and I'll do a catch-up with you most probably a couple of weeks down the road, not next week straight away. But so I found, let's just very quickly recap, I found the easiest way to do this is to sieve the oats into either the bucket straight into the new worm container, and then just fish the beetles out either by hand and dump them into the old bin, back into the old bin. So that's the easiest way around, because the egg carton method works very well if you've not got that many oats, but I have too many oats in there. So that was the recap. One learns as one goes along. As I said, this is the first time I'm doing the tiered system. I've always had a one bin system before, so this is a little bit new to me, and I'm winging some of this. Okay, but that's how you learn, isn't it? So see you later. Missing you already. Be kind. Bye.